Hi everyone, I'm Harry from Mechboards, and today we're going to be building a Gherkin, so let's get into it. All you'll need to complete the kit is your PCB, backplate and switch plate, diodes, screws and standoffs, rubber feet, controller, switches, and keycaps. The tools you need to complete the build are soldering iron, M2 Phillips head screwdriver, tweezers, flush cutters, solder, and an extractor fan if possible. So first off, we're going to be installing the header pins onto the PCB. The ones included in our controllers are just one pin too big, so all you need to do is snip them down by one, just like that, on both sides. And then we're going to be installing them through the bottom of the PCB, which is the side with Gherkin written on it, long side down, sticking out to the other side. Just like that. Once they're all soldered on, we can snip them flush so they don't interfere with any of the other components. And now we're just going to hold off on installing the controller because there's a few components that we won't be able to access once it's been soldered down. Now to bend and install the through-hole diodes. The through-hole diodes are going to be installed on the top side of the PCB, so again, where it doesn't say Gherkin. You can kind of just estimate the bends yourself by lining them up with the holes that they installed on, the ones labelled D1 through 30. But the process is a lot easier and quicker if you use a diode bender. Once they're all bent, we can insert them into their respective holes on the PCB, making sure that the black line on the diode is in line with the line on the PCB markings. Once they're all in place, we can get to soldering them and snipping off the legs. Now we can insert the switches into our switch plate. You are supposed to line the notch up with the notch on the PCB, just here. And the switches go pin side up. Now we can insert the switches into the PCB, just being careful to align the switch pins with their respective holes. Once they're through, you can just push firmly but carefully, making sure that all the switches are fully inserted to the PCB. Now we just solder. Once you've installed all of the switches, it's just worth snipping the switch pins underneath the controller, just to make sure that they don't touch the controller at all when we install it in the next step. Before we install our controller, it's worth flashing and testing it. If you're unsure on how to do this, there's a link in the description below to a specific guide for that. We're going to install the controller component side, depth facing it down on the back of the PCB. And that's all the soldering done. All we need to do now is install the case. Now we can add the rubber feet to the back plate. And finally, we can install our keycaps. Just pushing them firmly onto each switch. So there you have it, a fully built Gherkin. All that's left now is to customize your firmware. You can do this by plugging it in to any PC. You want to go to usevia.app. Let's go to your settings tab up here. Enable show design tab. And you'll get this paintbrush here. Click on that. Press confirm. Now just press load under load draft definition. Find your JSON, select it, press open. Once that's loaded in, you can go over to configure, authorize device, select Gherkin, and connect, and it should be right there. To change any key, it's as simple as selecting the key you'd like to change, and then selecting what you'd like to change it to. If you run into any issues, we'll leave some helpful links down in the description below. And now I'll just leave you with a typing test.